Hello everyone, let us start with our third chapter, that is Plant Kingdom of Standard 11. In that we will study about pteridophytes. Pteridophytes are said to be the first terrestrial plants to possess vascular tissue, that is xylem and phloem are present in pteridophytes. So these are the first terrestrial plants to have xylem and phloem. Examples of pteridophytes are horsetail and ferns. The uses of pteridophytes are they can be used for medicinal purpose as soil binders, that is they bind the soil particles with one another, also grown as ornamental plants. Where they are found, their habitat, that is they are found in cool, damp, shady places. Let us see the structure. The main plant body is sporophyte, which have true root, stem and leaves, that is diploid, 2N stage, and this one is the main plant body, that is the sporophyte. While in case of bryophyte we have studied the main plant body is gametophyte, but here the main plant body is sporophyte, while gametophytic stage is said to be subsidiary stage, that is N stage, haploid stage. So sporophyte and gametophytic stage alternate with one another during their life cycle. Let us see further. Now the leaves that are present in these pteridophytes, they are of two types. Either they are small or large. Small leaves they are called as microphyls, for example Selaginella. Then in case of Equisetum, large leaves they are called as macrophyls, for example fern. Now let us see the life cycle. Now sporophyte, that is the diploid stage, that is the main plant body which will be having root, stem and leaves. These sporophyte have sporangia. Sporangia are present on the leaf. So that leaf is said to be sporophyll. So sporophyte, sporophyll and sporangia. Now the cells inside the sporangia will undergo meiosis. So these are 2N diploid stage. When they undergo meiosis, it will become haploid. So haploid spores will be formed. The spores develop further, giving rise to young gametophyte. That young gametophyte is more or less heart-like structure, and that is called as prothallus. It is green in color, so it can carry out photosynthesis. Now this prothallus is having archegonia and antheridia. Archegonia is female sex organ and antheridium is male sex organ. Archegonium will be having egg, antheridium will be having antherozoid. So haploid egg, haploid antherozoid. With the help of water, fusion takes place with the egg and it gives rise to zygote, which is again 2N, that is diploid condition. This zygote develops into a sporophyte. This one is young sporophyte, and then it gets mature having root, stem and leaves, which is a mature sporophyte. Let us see this with the help of diagram. Now this one is sporophytic stage, that is 2N, dominant phase, having root, stem and leaves, dominant 2N. This sporangia will undergo meiosis, giving rise to spores. Spores will be liberated and it grows further, giving rise to a gametophytic stage. This one is spores are haploid. So this plant body now become haploid, which give rise to a prothallus. Prothallus is having archegonium, antheridium. Archegonium forms egg, antheridium forms antherozoid. Both fuse together, giving rise to a zygote. Again zygote give rise to a sporophyte. So this one is dominant phase, this one is subsidiary phase with a short lived. So both this phase, that is sporophytic phase 2N and gametophytic phase N, alternate with one another during their life cycle. Now in this case, the spores are of two types in pteridophytes. Either they are homosporous, similar in shape and size, or heterosporous, different in shape and size. Majority of the pteridophytes they are homosporous, while heterosporous, example having large or macrospores and small or microspore, example Selaginella, Salvinia. The classes of pteridophytes are Coelopsida, Lycopsida, Sphinopsida and Pteropsida. These are the 4 classes of pteridophytes. Thank you.